Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ASPA podcast. My name is Karen, and I am the marketing coordinator here at ASPA. Today, Casey Alderson is joining us. He is Deputy Superintendent, Chief Human Resource Officer, Director of High School Curriculum, Athletics, and Alternative Education at Three Rivers School District. Hello, Casey, and thank you so much for being with us. Before we start, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background?
Thank you. So been in education for 24 years. Spent 8 years in the classroom. Then got into administration. Was a building principal for 5 years, and then came to the district office level. Started in secondary curriculum and been in human resources for the last 6 years. And so, looking forward to today.
Okay, thank you. So today we are talking about recruitment and retention of staff in rural areas. And before we start with like the specific questions, I want to know why you make a difference between rural and urban.
Well, in Oregon, we there are certain challenges that come with being in a rural setting, and we have some large cities in Oregon, and then we have some really small cities in Oregon, and so Oregon's an interesting state to live in because you've got really large urban areas, but then you also we have we have cities in Eastern Oregon and some of the more rural parts that are down 15 to 20 people. And
Oh,
so
mhm.
it's really spread. It's a great state, but with that comes challenges when we're talking about recruiting and retaining great teachers.
Mhm. Okay, so what do you think has changed about recruiting in the last 5 years, and how has that impacted hiring practices?
So that's a great point to dig into. So recruiting has shifted dramatically, especially for, like I said, for rural districts. 5 years ago, most districts, especially rural ones, could post a job, wait a few weeks, and then choose from a strong candidate pool. For us, that world is gone. Today, we're competing with virtual schools, private sector jobs, rising housing costs in rural areas of Oregon. And for rural districts, the applicant pool hasn't just gotten smaller, it's thinned in terms of experience. Hiring is no longer an event for us. It really is a year-round strategy. And so we've had multiple positions in special education that have stayed open for months before being filled. Some CTE positions in computer science that we've had open for months without ever being filled. And so now we've kind of shifted our focus on relationships, relationship-based recruiting, connecting with candidates before they're even candidates. We
Mhm.
partner with universities, build stronger onboarding systems, and ensure that our job postings tell a story rather than just list the demands of the position. So I would say that the biggest shift, leaders really have to sell the district as much as candidates sell themselves. In rural communities, belonging, the mission, and connection are our strongest recruitment tools. Money and compensation are no longer the drivers for many of our applicants, and they need to feel that they're a part of something, feel valued, and have a positive climate and culture that allows them to kind of grow and build relationships with students and with their colleagues.
Mhm. And then from those challenges come the grow your own programs. So, how would you say this looks like in real life and not theory?
So, grow your own is a great concept, even better if it's well executed. And so, really getting to the heart of the issue, I think a grow your own program is just about investing in local people who already love the kids and the community that they're in. In a rural district, it often starts with some of our paraprofessionals, coaches, or other classified staff that have a natural talent with working with students. In Three River School District, we have a Grow Your Own program. We've been a grant recipient in Oregon for the last 5 years. And so we've awarded roughly $500,000 to building the capacity of our classified staff. We have had scholarships for about 60 staff members to help support them in their coursework, leading to teacher licensure. We've been able to hire 13 of them into licensed positions over the last 2 years. And these are staff that are from our community, often alumni of the school, who know the students, know their parents, know the community, and know the challenges that their students are growing up in.
Hmm. And
Um,
do you
Go
think
ahead.
that this drives people to stay long term beyond pay and benefits, like the human relations they have at work?
I do. I think because the payoff is having homegrown employees that have deep roots and that long-term loyalty, and they become the backbone of our district for years to come because they've grown up in the district. They've been a part of the district. They know the students. They know that, like I said, they know the challenges that those students are going through, and they're able to connect with the students on a level that oftentimes students aren't able to make that connection with somebody that's not from around here or hasn't grown up in this community or doesn't know the community or doesn't live in the community. And so we feel that that does build a stronger bond between teacher and student, which does translate into job satisfaction.
Hmm. And could you name maybe one small ritual or practice you've seen change culture in a big way lately?
So glad you asked. The most impactful cultural changes often start with some of just the smallest things. And some of the things that we've seen in our district, in our schools, we have a system in our buildings that where students are able to recognize staff for the positive things that they're doing. Just in a quick little Google form, they can submit something that they've seen positive that staff member has done, and it sends them a notice, but it also sends it to their administrator of that I saw, Mr. Jones today doing this awesome thing and really want to recognize him. And then the administrator sees that, the staff member sees that, and really lets them know that the little things do get seen and they do make a difference. Not always overtly to students, but sometimes in a little message, it might show that uh, the student does value those things that their teachers are doing. And in the same way, we do the same thing with our students. Staff members have a quick, easy form that they can fill out just off of their phone, sends a quick message. Students get to identify who they want these emails to go to. So sometimes we have it going to parents, grandparents, neighbors, friends, just letting them know that Johnny did a great job at school today. Just wanted to recognize him for exemplifying our core values for our school of being respectful in the lunch line. Just
Hmm.
something quick that sometimes students don't. They may go their whole school career and never feel like they're being seen. And our goal is to make sure every student gets that opportunity to share in a positive moment with their parents, guardians, and with their teacher. And it's important for the student too, just as it is with our staff members, to feel like they're being seen and there's value in those core values. And so the results have been powerful for us. They feel seen. Another ritual that I would say we get a lot of traction from is just informal leadership walkthroughs, checking in on teachers, not or staff, not evaluating, just showing up consistently, building that trust between the staff member and our administration. We've seen that that's really had a positive impact on our culture, and showing somebody that you care about their well-being in a profession that honestly can be quite challenging at times. And so it goes a long way to building a positive culture when you can build it around trust.
Yeah, for sure. And then to wrap up the conversation, what would you say it's one thing a leader can do this week, like not right now, but pretty immediately to boost the staff's morale?
I would say, kind of similar to that last question, I would say a leader can visit classrooms and just ask, how can I support you today? and really listen, right? Take the time to listen to the staff members' needs. In a rural districts where staff often wear multiple hats, being seen and supported really matters. I just met with a teacher this morning that she's really struggling. She has been in an elementary school for 22 years. Decided this last spring that she wanted to do something different and move to the high school level. She's really struggling right now because it looks different at the high school level than it does at the elementary level. And so just met with her just to say, how are you doing? How can I support you? Reaffirm that she's doing a great job. It just looks different now at the high school level than it does at the elementary. And so just taking time. And I think being a good listener can go a long way. Just those small gestures of handwritten notes, covering classes when needed, surprising somebody with a coffee or just checking in on them and making sure
Mhm.
that they understand that we know it's a hard profession, but we're here to support.
Okay, it's in the little things.
It's in the little things.
Okay, Casey, I want to thank you for joining us today. It was a lovely conversation and hope to have you back at some point.
Thank you very much.